Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special Thanksgiving edition to Couple of Bettors podcast.
Gobble, gobble.
We wanted to put this one out there just specifically for the couple games that are on Thanksgiving because now there's 3 games. Used to only be 2 games back in the day. Now they got 3 games, all about football. So first off, I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. You know, family, friends, everybody from Buffalo to New York, Tennessee, Miami, wherever you might be. New Jersey,
New
maybe?
Jersey.
You know?
Don't forget New Jersey.
Don't forget New Jersey, the home of the Jets. So everybody, hope you go out there and make a bunch of food, get a little fat.
Eat a lot, watch football. It's all we have to do on Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
there's no gift exchange. There's nothing else. You literally get drunk, watch football, and eat food. So enjoy
Yeah.
it. Wear your sweatpants. There's no reason to wear jeans or anything that's,
Yeah.
fitted. That's just
No, don't do it.
ridiculous.
You got to have, if they're jeans, they got to have the expanding waist.
Yeah, the stretch.
Stretch.
ones.
And shout out to all the people that get stuck in the kitchen cleaning up after. You know, it's a shitty job, and I'll avoid it at all costs
He's
for the rest
very
of my
good
life.
at avoiding it.
I help with the cooking. Don't want to be cleaning up after.
That's crap. All right.
Yeah, so let's get into the games. First one, Bills at the Lions.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Again.
Well, they're in Detroit again.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is
That's
the
right.
Lions. Okay.
Yes. Now they're actually playing the
They're
Lions.
actually playing the Lions, but they are back in Detroit again. If you watch the next segment, with the actual spreads for the rest of, the Sunday games, I get to go through my rant, and we'll talk about how that went in Detroit Stadium against the Browns, because, everything was all screwed up last weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this one, look, over on this game is 54. That's one of the highest. That's probably the highest of the whole year for any game in the NFL. And I kind of get it. You're going to have Detroit's been putting up points.
Well, what that tells us, people, is even though the Lions have been not that great, this is the game to watch on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the fun game. It's not going to be the shitty, boring game. If you live where we do on the West Coast and you got to be up and ready by 9:30 a.m., you will do it because this is the good game. So.
Yeah, so get over to your relative's house by 12:30. Put this game on. It's going to be a good one. I got my shirt ready. Turkey and touchdowns, because there's going to be touchdowns on this one for sure. Bills favored by 9.5 points at this point. And I kind of like it, actually, to be honest with you. I think that Detroit played really well last week against the Giants.
They did.
Are the Giants a little bit worse than their record might be? I don't know. TBD on that one. They have a big one coming up. We'll talk about it on Thanksgiving too. But I think the Bills are too much for the Lions.
Hopefully, I obviously I agree. Right now, Josh Allen is 2-0 for Thanksgiving records. He loves eating that turkey out there on the field. So, if records mean anything, then this is an easy win. I, of course, would put my money on the Bills spread, but I do not because I feel like I will jinx them. But I strongly encourage all of you to bet the Bills spread.
And look at this weekend that just passed, the Bills against the Browns. The spread was a little bit, I think it was 8 points, and you're sitting there for the first half going, they're going to get there, and they got there. They didn't practice the week before because of the whole snow thing and all that. Mm-hmm. They still kind of beat up on the Browns for the second half. The first half was like practice for them.
Yeah, they had to get their shit together, basically. They were like just kind of feeling each other out again. I mean, they had just flown in, too, and some of them were afraid they're going to miss the flight and, all that nonsense that we'll talk about later. But
yeah, so the for this one, did the Bills stay in Detroit? I think
we're trying to figure that out. I haven't gotten a good word.
Okay.
Josh Allen in the press conference said, what we got to do is go home and get some rest. But I also heard the whole point of having them play in Detroit was so that they could just stay in Detroit. And I've read on other articles that they have stayed. Others say, well, now they got to travel back to Detroit. So I don't know really what they did.
It's an hour flight.
I know. You kind of hope they just stay there for the sake of it, but an hour flight is not going to, make or break you. There's no time difference or anything like that. So.
And they got the early game, so they get to go win this one and then get home to their families for the evening, So that'll be cool.
Until they play next Thursday again, because we're prime time, baby.
We're on the Bills on this one, so let's go, see what happens. Next one, divisional game, New York Giants at the Cowboys. So the Lions always play on Thanksgiving, Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. This one is a tricky one with the spread, right? The Cowboys beat the shit out of the Vikings.
This is true. But if you've been like me and have been betting on the Cowboys during various games, they don't cover. when you need them to cover. So
Yep.
I don't know if they can do that -9 spread. The Giants, however, they're very good at covering. But this one, I don't know. You're going against the crazy Cowboys that we just saw. You don't know. Are you going to get the shit Cowboys? Are you going to get the good Cowboys?
Yeah.
Giants are pretty much consistent where they can pull through a win, but not, blow anybody away. So that's why we're kind of going with the over on this one.
Yeah, the over 44.5 points. It's not a ton of points, and I think that if the Giants have a shot here to win it, they're going to have to score, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this could be a 30-21 type of game where it's 51 points scored, so you hit the over, and then the 9 points still maybe with the Giants. I don't know. Monkey's all over it. He's got the Giants, so
we'll be at his house, so we're trying to be polite. Let's go with the over.
You're right. We're not going to bet on the Cowboys. Sorry, Rick. But we, and also we won't jinx them also because we've done that in the past.
Yeah.
So we're going over.
We're not bothering anybody here.
Yep. Let's go. Let's see if Danny Dimes and Saquon can step up to these Cowboys, because if the Cowboys end up getting like OBJ, they could actually make a nice run here the way they look.
Well, both teams are actually going to be trying to get OBJ a little excited about going to see them, because apparently he's visiting both teams after Thanksgiving.
They were saying, like, is this the game where he looks at who's winning?
Oh, the winner. Well, he's still interested in the Bills, but he's obviously not going to be, there watching, or he's already visited the Bills.
Money talks also,
Yeah, I don't know.
But having them, see, if he goes to the Cowboys, so if he goes to the Giants, he's going to have a more prominent role because they don't have that good of receivers,
right?
Which is actually worse for him because he's coming off an ACL. If he goes to the Cowboys, he's like the third receiver. So then it actually gives him a nice spot to go against a worse defender and get himself back in and actually make an impact. So I don't know. If I'm him, I might want to go either the Bills or
it's kind of
a
attention whore, though.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's if you have blonde highlights, you probably are attention whore.
He did get rid of him. Okay.
All right, last game of the day. So we're on the over on this one. Last game of the day for Thanksgiving is the New England Patriots versus those Vikings. This is a tricky one because we just talked about how the Vikings look like dog shit against.
So much so that they turned the game off. They didn't even. They're like, forget it. Stop. Nobody cares. We're not even putting this on TV.
Can you imagine that? CBS just says, no, this game is trash. We know it. We're going to put a different game on. And it's in like the beginning of the fourth quarter. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. So, we're looking at it and saying, which one are we going to go with?
We also hate the Pats.
We hate the Pats. Is that influencing the decision?
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, look, the Patriots offense played against the Jets defense last week and did absolutely nothing, right? So they put up 3 points. So I don't know if their offense is going to be that good, but we're kind of dismissing the last week and saying, look, the Vikings got down and they just rolled over and they let them,
Well, the Bills cannot have lost by a point to a team that looked like they did last week against the Cowboys, because that's just embarrassing for us.
Yep.
And like you said, the Patriots, they celebrated a win, but it was barely a win. So, like we're going to go Vikings on this one. The spread's tight. It makes sense. Vikings are at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems like an easy one.
And last week, so, obviously Justin Jefferson versus the Bills had 193 yards receiving and 10 catches. Last week, so then he got banged up, though. And last week he was in, but just for a couple catches. And I think it was only like he was hurting still. If he's a little bit more healthy and he can make a bigger impact, that sways the game big time.
Yeah, well, clearly he is their team. So.
Yeah. So lastly, look, guys, we always talk about, who's going to win and what we're going to pick the spread. We're going to go over, under, this and that. Come on, how fun would this be? Do a Turkey Day parlay, right? You pick all 3 games. So we're on the Bills, we're on the Giants, Cowboys over 45, and then we're on the Vikings minus 2.5 points. You put all 3 of those into one parlay, $100 wins $600. Easy money, and you pay for your pumpkin pies and all that stuff and the gas home, right? So do your Turkey Day parlay, have a little fun with it. Don't put 100, but put $25. Figure it out, whatever you got to do. Make a few extra bucks, have fun. It's Thanksgiving. We hope you all enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.